A tiny mouse came in from the rain one night and found himself peering up at the well-stocked kitchen of a woodsman. From the counter wafted the smell of cheese, and the mouse could not help but let his stomach lead the way, creeping slowly up and over to inspect a wooden desert. Now he was too preoccupied with the smells to see a hand and a hammer come down from the sky, driving a shiny new nail through the poor mouse's tail. Only then, trapped, did the mouse see himself just in time for breakfast. A hot pan on the stove, and the woodsman slicing pads of butter by a bowl of eggs. The mouse's eyes grew wide, and he suppressed a shattering panic. He'd nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, not with that nail. So he steadied up and appealed to the woodsman's higher nature. "Pardon," spoke the mouse. "It seems to me that I shall be eaten, and that you might take some pleasure in eating me. Now, I can't begrudge you your nature. Life is difficult for all of us. But it further seems to me that power, freedom, is deeply rooted in food. Our ability to achieve daily nourishment, not only for ourselves, but for our children and our kin, is so core to our being as to be a guiding hand in our every action. Have we no freedom in our nature? Now, morality, like mortality, is a sharing of wealth. We, you and I, are brothers, joined by a desire for decency before we die. I just wanted some of your tasty cheese, and I find myself instead your tasty meal. Now, if you would not spare me, then I beg of you only to savor your breakfast, that I might end having brought some joy to the world and left a legacy of having been." And with that, his plea was expended. The mouse lapsed into a great silence. The woodsman stood alone, pushing butter with his knife, until he turned, and he took the nail by its head and twisted to release it from the table. The spike was lifted into the air, dragging our friend the mouse to a spot by a pan where his life and his skin were taken from him. The mouse was cooked, along with eggs, among the butter. The woodsman did as he had been asked, and paused to take pleasure in the flesh of the tiny thief before cleaning and settling down to wait out the storm in his tiny shelter.